everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's get into last night's double eviction on Celebrity Big Brother. It was another good episode to me, even though we knew what was going to happen if certain people didn't win when they needed to win. But I really don't care about the double eviction episode. We're going to talk about it for a little bit. I really want to talk about the final three, the strategy of the final three. Who do we think will win? Do we think people will backstab for the game? Are they going to ride it out? Like, I really want to dig into the final three. But let's get through Lamar and Todd Bridges going home first. So I guess the first part of the double eviction, Lamar and Todd Bridges are on the block. It is some kind of, I think, correct me if I'm right or wrong. It took me to the last episode to get it. Are they paying homage to the Winter Olympics? And that's why we have this winter snow background and all the games seem to be winter snow games. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Davion. No worries if you miss a day. You can always watch the rewatch, and I try to announce it in enough time. And pretty soon, like this week, I have my soup press, so I can't get it wet. But starting next week, the lives are going to be later, which will give people more time to get off work and do things like that, because I'm going to be back in the gym starting next week. So it's a shame that when Black people get their hair done, we can't go to the gym because we be scared to sweat it out. It is a shame. That's a mess. Is it just me? But let's move on to Lamar and Todd. So I finally figured out they paying homage to the Winter Olympics. It took me forever to figure that out. But, good idea. They doing some kind of bobsled challenge, and they got a time. And the POV confused me, but Todd Bridges won. It seemed like it was one of those eeny, meeny, miny, moles. You really didn't have a strategy to how fast you was going to go down that hill. But Todd Bridges won when he needed to win. Cynthia took her ass on the block. Luca Angelo, no. What entertained me and made me chuckle is Cynthia's speeches when she was on the block. She was like, I can't believe I made it this far. I don't understand. And I thank you all so much for believing in me. And I said, girl, your safety in this house is because you can't win anything. And even though Lamar never won anything, people felt like he could. People never felt like Cynthia would win anything, and she proved them right. But Lamar went home. I kind of heard in the Twitter streets he wanted to go home anyway. Not necessarily wanted to go home, but as he said, do what you got to do. If he go home, he go. If he don't, cool. I think Lamar was kind of over the game anyway. He never really understood. But what I want to say about Lamar has the comeback story that people say Todrick wants to have. Now, again, I've said it. I'm sorry. That's my husband in the garage, y'all, if y'all can hear that. Again, I'm not too privy of Todrick's reputation outside of Celebrity Big Brother, so I didn't know he had a reputation he was trying to repair. But Lamar has had a history in the tabloids, in the blogs, and he's done his share of things. I just really like Lamar after seeing him on Big Brother. He really came out, and repaired his image. He made himself likable. And it's one thing to make yourself likable over on VH1, BET, stuff that's more catered to a Black audience. But to get on CBS, Big Brother, who everyone watches Big Brother, and repair your reputation, that's huge. And I really, really love Lamar now. Like, I would love to see him do some more things. He seemed very humble. He thanked Julie for the platform. I love his friendship with Todd Bridges. I love that he asked Todd Bridges to be his sober coach and he's dedicated to staying sober. Like, I just really, really like Lamar. I made my share of jokes, and ain't no wrong with a little bit of joke every once in a while. But I really like him. I really wish him the best, and I really want to see him do further things if he wants to in reality TV, as long as he ain't crying over Chloe. Like, that's the only thing that irked my nerve. But Lamar, good luck to you. You did a great job entertaining us this season. And I think you're entertaining, and I hope you get other opportunities to do things you may want to do in the reality TV world. So that's Lamar. Up next, we get to, let's see what y'all saying. Some white people have that problem too. If you have curly or wavy hair and you straighten, that's it, Michelle. So y'all, it ain't just a black people thing. If you have natural hair that's curly and you get it straight, like, I'm always off subject, but I went out today. It's this hot dog stand in our town. Mind you, I live in Memphis, but I live like off in the suburbs in a small town. They put a new hot dog stand and they had these Chicago Polish sausages, and I really wanted one for lunch. And I said, let me hurry up and sneak out. It was after I did the Let's Break segment. Y'all watch that every day at noon. So after I did Let's Break, I snuck out. It had stopped raining. And I said, cool, let me run get my hot dog, come back home. I took my umbrella with me, but when I jumped out the car, it wasn't raining, so it wasn't up. But when I went into because it's like an outside stand-up type of place, when I got underneath the thing, drops were pouring off the building, and about 2 drops hit the part. And you see how it's kind of a little bit nappy right here. I was over it. I knew the people in the line was looking at me like I'm crazy because I done pulled my shirt up and I'm patting my hair like, ooh, dry down. I'm a mess. So y'all understand, like, when my hair is straight, I don't want an ounce, not a droplet of water to hit it. But let's move on from that. You like Lamar's story as well. I did too. And I like Todd's story. I like Todd Bridges' story too. He's someone who, I don't want to say fell off the radar. He fell off my radar. Like, I just didn't know what he was doing. He doesn't keep a big name in the blogs and Twitter, social media. And at the beginning of Big Brother, I didn't think Todd Bridges wanted to play. He honestly was someone who I thought was going to do a Chris Kattan. Y'all can vote me out. I'm ready to walk out. Like, I didn't think he really wanted to be there. But it seemed like maybe around episode 2 or 3, something flipped in Todd Bridges, and I saw him really start playing the game. And I really enjoy his story. I would love to see him have a comeback in Hollywood if he wants to act. Y'all remember Elvin from the Cosby Show and how they took that picture of him working at Trader Joe's, and then people started giving him little acting opportunities, and he's back doing jobs of acting. I think he on Power. I forgot where he's at. But I would hope they would do the same thing for Todd Bridges if he wants to have that same opportunity. But let's get to the double eviction. The double eviction HOH competition was a nail biter. Cynthia almost won something because at the end of the day, it came down to 2-2-2. It was a 3-way tie for HOH. And I had already been spoiled, so as I'm watching it, I already know Misha won. But I was watching it like pulling for Cynthia and Todd Bridges, like I didn't already know the spoilers. That's crazy. But I just really like that. I thought that I knew it was going to be something with buzzers, true, false, something like that. I like to play along when it's something we could play along with. And this is one I could have won. I could have won this one when they were talking about the movies and stuff, because all you got to do is pay attention and hit the button. But Misha won it. We already know Cynthia and Todd Bridges was going on the block. She's saving her ride or die, as she say, her ride or die. And then we get over to the veto. What was the veto? Because, it was the days. And they had to roll a ball and get it in the days. Todrick won the veto. And, of course, he didn't change anything. Cynthia on the block just so happy. She made it. And see, Todrick said something I ain't like. Did Todrick win the veto or Misha won the veto? Because I think I hit fast forward because I didn't care. I just wanted to get to the vote. One thing I liked, I'm backtracking. Oh, Charles, you want me to send you the link? Lord Charles, not see Charles want me to do some technical in the middle of the video, y'all. Y'all see him? Okay, let me figure it out. I gotta copy it. I'm about to just put the link in the chat, Charles. I don't know how to be flipping through all these different things on the live. That's a little bit too much. Now, there go the link. If you could copy it from the chat, come on and we could talk about it. But let's backtrack a little bit. What I like that Todd Bridges did when it was Cynthia and Lamar on the block, he tied up the vote to force Todd to have to vote somebody out and get blood on his hands, even though Todrick got enough blood on his hands by himself. And Todrick, y'all get in the chat and correct me if I'm wrong, he getting up here talking about we wasn't trying to be a cookout, but the final 4 Black people made it to final 5, and I'm proud of us for doing that. And he ain't never cared nothing about Black people making it to the final 5. And then he was like, oh, my chocolate sister, I vowed to protect this chocolate sister, so I ain't gonna vote her out. I'm gonna vote out Lamar. When did he vow to protect Cynthia? Was that a pregame alliance? Because within the game, he's always trash talk Cynthia. He's always said Cynthia ain't winning nothing. We ain't voting out Cynthia. We ain't putting Cynthia on the block. So I just wish he would have just said Lamar. Because if you think about it, Todrick voted out all of his athletes' alliance. Like, Cynthia should have been gone based on what we saw in the edit. Cynthia should have been gone. You know, on the game. They supposed to be the athletes' alliance. He could have wrote that down to the final 4. Cynthia never got a point on anything. Cynthia never wins anything. Anything. And okay, Misha won the veto. Good for Misha. So I just wanted to point that out because I thought that was a really good strategy of Todd Bridges when it comes down to jury management, because based on the show, he's the only one I saw even try to have any kind of jury management. And then when it came down to Todd and Cynthia still on the block, you know, Todd, you gotta go. Now, what I like that Todd did, well, I didn't like it, but I loved Julie's interviews with Todd and Lamar. They were the most entertaining interviews of the season. You can tell Julie likes them because Julie has a way of being fake, and you could tell Julie was really sincere when she was interviewing those two. And Todd Bridges is up here like, Todrick played the best game. I'm voting for him on Wednesday night. And Julie's like, hold up. You ain't watched the show yet. You might want to go home and watch before you pledge your vote. And if y'all follow Twitter, Todd Bridges he's been slamming Todrick all over Twitter. Like, and everybody is apologizing to Shayna. I appreciate the apologies they're giving out to Shayna because they were wrong. They were wrong for how they treated Shayna. But a part of me wishes, I ain't never been in the Big Brother house. I just don't like that mob mentality, that group think. And Shayna was the only person they really did that to. But it looks like Todrick lost 2 votes once 2 more people went home and watched the show. And I don't even think Lamar went home and watched the show. I think people just told Lamar, like, you might not want to rock with Todrick. So, and Lamar was all in the Twitter streets. It's a funny interview where Lamar was like, I didn't even know who he was. I didn't know he was no celebrity. I'm looking like, what he even doing in the house? It's just the innocence of Lamar that I love. And by innocence, I mean like he doesn't know anything about the game. Why did Julie have to mention Chloe? I liked how Todd Bridges was so annoyed at Todrick and his nomination ceremony. I enjoyed the nomination ceremony, you all. I might be one of the only ones who didn't. I was here for the theatrics. It I love anything when people put on a show for Big Brother. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, Charles has made it in the background. Let's put him on the screen because I already know Charles got something to say. So let's hear it.
What up, Angie girl?
Hey Charles. Oh, I forgot I gotta put my earphones in for when I get guests. Hold on.
Okay. You can't hear me? You hear me?
Hello?
Hello.
Can't hear. Okay, I can hear you now. Oh Lord, he done left. He done left. Maybe he'll come back now that I have my earphones in. I know Charles got some stuff to say. All you got to do is follow him on Twitter and you'll know. He'll come back. But I want Charles to say what he has to say because I really want to get into the tactics of this final three. We have Cynthia. I couldn't hear him, Michelle. I had to put my earpiece in to be able to hear him whenever I bring somebody into the live. Maybe when he comes back in, I'll be able to hear him because I could hear him right before he clicked off, but then he clicked off. Okay, Charles is back. Hey, Charles.
What up? Can you hear me?
What?
Can you hear me?
Now you sound funny. You know what you sound like, Charles? You sound like one of them people who want to send me a ransom note so they want to hide their voice.
Oh my god. Let me hold on.
Okay, now you're on mute.
Okay. Do I sound normal now?
Let me try the other earpiece.
Technological difficulties. I'm gonna jump back out, jump back in. Hold on. One last time.
This is so funny. I don't know what's wrong with Charles's audio. He gonna try to come back. But we have Cynthia, we have Todrick, and Misha. Again, I'm not a hater. I don't care if Todrick wins because at the end of the day, Todrick, if we're going off of Big Brother gameplay, he played the best game. He made some of the best moves. His actions behind making those moves and maybe the way he talks about people and his jury management sucked. But I didn't mind Todrick. Misha was a comp beast. Okay, say hello again, Charles. Now I can't hear you. You know what I'm going to have to do?
You can hear me?
It's weird. I need to figure out, because you said you can hear through your iPad speakers.
Mm-hmm.
How do I turn on my iPad speakers?
You see settings at the bottom?
At the bottom?
Right there in the middle, the button that says settings. You see like the little circle with the little mechanics.
Settings?
Yes. Click it.
And so
go to audio.
Audio.
And then take it away from headphones. You see iPad microphone on the drop down?
This is so weird.
Angie's learning things on the spot. Yes, you should under the drop down you should see like iPad microphone.
Charles, you know I can't figure it out.
Can you hear me though?
Um,
No, you can't hear me.
I'm trying to think of how we can fix it because I want you to read Todrick real quick. In the chat, does Charles sound funny to you all? Like, say something, Charles.
What's up, you guys? Can y'all hear me loud and clear in the chat? Or is it just Angie?
Because if he just sounds funny to me, we could rock with it because I could hear him. He just sound like he's sending me a ransom note.
Michelle
They
said
say
I
you
sound
sound
fine.
fine.
Okay. Where you at?
So
Because
it's just my earbuds.
maybe.
Go ahead, Charles. Tell me what you think about the double eviction.
Okay, so where were you at in the conversation? Double evict? I don't know because I jumped in and out.
What?
Where were you at in the conversation? So we're talking double eviction. To me, Todrick Hall. Oh, because I text you. I was like, Todrick is over here trying to convince Todd to not use the veto. And I was like, he is a damn fool. And I'm glad, like, the moment of the moments was when Todd was like, and another thing, I'm going to sit both of y'all on the block together. I was ecstatic, excited. I think that was probably the best moment of the entire season for me.
All I heard is Todrick is gonna lose.
But Todd Bridges did say he would vote for Todrick in the end. He gave that spoiler away, and Julie was like, "Don't say that. You're not allowed to say that."
I don't think he's gonna vote for him. I think he said that before he went home and watched the show.
Yeah, but he only has 2 days. In 2 days, he's not going to rewatch the entire season. He's not going to do that. He's going to go off
But
of
he
his
already on
memory.
Twitter after one day apologizing and saying how much he dislikes Todrick.
That's because the angry BB fandom, they jump on you on Twitter and they will spam your mentions with links to Todrick saying this, links to that. They did the same shit to me when I said I was laughing at the what was he doing? The Coming to America thing. What was it called? The ceremony. I was laughing at it and I tweeted about it and they were
The
like, "Oh,
movie Vita. Oh yeah, how he was cheering.
no." In his person ceremony, when Todrick nominated 2 people and he was dressed up, y'all can hear me in the chat. When he
This
was
not gonna work. If anybody ever kidnaps somebody, I'm gonna be lost because I can't understand what they're saying.
Yes, but Twitter got on me about that, and yeah, so I'm sure when Todd Bridges got out of the house, they spammed him with all those Todrick tweets, and yeah, Todrick ain't winning this game. I think Misha ran this thing from the top down. She gonna win it probably by unanimous decision, and yeah, that's really all I had to say.
Okay, talk
I
now
can't believe
again.
I can't believe Angie can't hear me. Angie, hello.
Should we start over?
No. Well, they heard the people in the chat heard me. You'll see it on the rewatch. I'm gonna jump out, let you finish your video. I'll get back in the comments.
I still ain't heard nothing you said, but I saw you go like this, so I'm assuming that means let's start over. Y'all, Charles jumped out. If I start this over so I could fix the sound, will you all jump back in? Like if you give us like 60 seconds, because I really want to hear what Charles has to say. And he sounds muffled, like he sounds like he has something over his phone and I can't hear him. Okay, Michelle, you said yes, start over. I'm going to end this live and I'm going to start it over so that we can hear Charles. And so give me 2 minutes to create a new StreamYard and we'll start it over. All right, I'll see you all in 2 minutes. Be right back.